So I just rewatched Star Wars The Force Awakens for a full-length video I'm making on it, and I realized something that I really think the best thing that ever came out of the sequel trilogy is BB-8. Why do I say that? Well, let me take you back to the distant past of 2019. I went over to my buddy Mike's place to play Star Wars Battlefront 2, the new one, not the old one, and it was the first game I'd ever seen where you could play as all three trilogies. So I figure, I've never played a game set in the sequel trilogy before, I'll select that one. And quickly I realized the sequel trilogy has no distinct design. I guess it has no aura, some would say. And the prequel trilogy, for all their horrible flaws, they do have a completely unique look. If you're playing a game set in the prequel trilogy, you know it immediately. It's all unique ship and walker designs. The battle droids look completely different from anything in any other trilogy. Whereas the sequels, the Resistance is just as in brown coats. They look like a worse version of the Rebels. I do like the upgrade to the Stormtrooper outfits, but the vehicles are just still X-Wings and TIE Fighters and Walkers. Nothing really looks unique in its own right. Now, I will say the sequels did add a bunch of new species that are really cool, like the Rathtars, the lady with the butthole eyes, whatever she is. But in terms of the man-made aesthetic language of Star Wars, they added really nothing new. Except for BB-8. He really stands alone as, let's take the old design language of Star Wars and say it evolved 30 years. So the astromech droid becomes a sphere. And that actually is based on an old Ralph McQuarrie design, but I think it's a really great evolution of the design language. And it's just really upsetting because, yes, the sequels have plenty of problems that aren't the rebels and ships and droids don't look new and different enough. But there were new and different ship designs and things being added to Star Wars lore and canon that were being made during the sequel trilogy. They were in the TV show Rebels. For whatever reason, in all their infinite wisdom, they decided to take all these new cool ship designs and pieces of Force lore and say, let's add them to the kids' show and not the billion-dollar movie franchise. But that's the thing. While I do like a lot of what the sequels had to offer, they just played it so safe. It was so familiar. They didn't really take any risks. And yet somehow the most annoying and loudest people on the internet still were upset because this isn't the Star Wars I know. Why can a girl use the Force? Brah! And that's not the problem with the sequels. The problem is a complete lack of vision and originality. Also, side note, if one of y'all still has those little BB-8 toys they sold that like can roll around and are controlled by your phone, I still want one really bad. So if you're willing to sell it for a reasonable price, let me know in the comments.